Welcome to this session of physics. So today we are doing part 2 of electricity, and before you answer this question, here's a few things you need to know. Number one, you need to know the equations you are to use when answering questions on electricity. So the equations that we use are PVR, PT, EVP. So we made a mnemonic that will help you to answer the question. So all the equations you need are in this mnemonic. So it is PVR, PT, EVP. Okay. So that's the first thing we need to know. And then the second thing, since today we are doing a series circuit, you need to know one important thing. So that important thing is that current in a series circuit does not change. So what do we mean? We mean when we calculate the total current or the effective current, or we calculate the current passing through the battery, that is the only current we should calculate. It will remain the same on all the resistors. So current does not change. Okay, so once you know these two details, now you can be ready to answer these few questions that we have. Okay, so the question is saying, study the diagram below. Okay, so study the diagram below. This is our circuit, so we can see that it is a series circuit because this resistor and this resistor are arranged in a line that is the same. So we're going to say it is a series circuit. And the first question says, calculate the current through the battery. Calculate the current through the battery. So the marks will guide you on what to do. So you just see a question having 2 marks. It means that you're having 1 mark for the correct formula and 1 mark for the correct answer with correct units. So the question again is saying, calculate the current through the battery. When they just say the current through the battery, they are looking for the total current. They are looking for the total current. So to calculate current, we use the Ohm's law formula. So you can just pick it from here, where you say that is the Ohm's formula. So since they have said they want the total current, you use the Ohm's law formula. Voltage is equal to current times resistance. So for you to calculate the total resistance, you need to have, number one, you need to have the total voltage. Number two, you need to have the total resistance, and then you can calculate the total current. Okay, do you have the total voltage? Yes, the total voltage that is on the battery is 4 volts. So that is the total voltage. And then what is your total resistance? So you can see that in our question we are having 2 resistors, this resistor and this resistor. So now how do you find the total resistance? So in a series circuit, I repeat, in a series circuit, you just add the resistors you have been given. So here we have 3, here we have 1. So to calculate the total resistance, we just say 3 plus 1. What do we get? We get 4 ohms. So our total resistance is 4. This one you're going to put here. So you can just copy everything and put it here. You're saying, and then you have your data. So on the data we have voltage of 4.0, and the resistance is 4. And then our current, it is what we are looking for, the question mark. So you can just replace everything you have on your data on this equation. So where there is V, you are putting 4 is equals to, where there is I, don't put anything, just put capital letter I multiplied by, where there is R, I put 4. Then you can say 4 is equal to I times 4, it is giving us 4I. When you reach here, you know that you want to remain with I alone. So make sure that you divide both sides by 4, even this side by 4. So you remain with it. I, which is the current, is equal to 4 into 4, it is giving us 1. Remember, current has units, so we say it should be 1 amp. So that is So if you remember very well, at the beginning of this video, I talked about two things that you need to do. One being the equations, and the second one being current does not change. So I said when you calculate the total current, that is the only current you should calculate. So this is our total current. If they asked us what was the current at this resistor, so it was still going to be 1 amp. The current at this resistor will still be 1 amp. And if they ask us again the total current, it will still be 1 amp. So in a series circuit, current does not change. Okay, moving on to the second question. How long will it take a charge of 2 coulombs to flow through the battery? How long will it take a charge of 2 coulombs to flow through the battery? Okay, so what have they talked about in this question? They have talked about charge. So since they have talked about charge, you use the formula for charge. So where do you get the formula for charge? You had PV Qt. So this Qt will be your charge. So you are going to say charge is equals to current multiplied by a time. Then you analyze your question. They said how long? They said how long? So when they say how long, it means they want the what? Of course, they want the time. Okay, so we're going to have your data. So when you calculate charge, you need to have current and you need to have time. Do you have the charge? The charge you have been given, it is 2.0 coulombs. Do you have the current? Okay, so they said through the battery. Remember, also this question they said through the battery. So the current calculated here, it is the current you're also going to use here. And then the time, that's what you're looking for. You put a question mark. So I'm going to say your charge is equals to, what is the current? The current is 1. Sorry. So you have the charge, which is 2 is equals to, what is your current? 1 multiplied by t. Then you're going to say 2 is equals to 1 times t gives us t. So therefore, we are going to say the time is equals to 2. Remember, time also has units. The standard units for time in physics are seconds. So the time is 2 seconds. Okay, hope you are following. Moving on to the last question. How much energy would be used in moving this charge around the circuit? How much energy would be used in moving this charge around the circuit? Okay, so I'm going to say, where do you get the formula for energy? We have EV quick. So I'm going to say energy is equals to voltage multiplied by the charge. Energy is equals to voltage multiplied by the charge. And then you're going to say, what is your energy? So energy, it is the one you're looking for. Do you have the total voltage? The total voltage we are given on the battery, which is 4. Multiplied by, what is the charge? The charge you were given in the previous question, it was 2. Okay, so now you can simply multiply 4 times 2, you're getting 8. So you can have an answer 8 with the units, which was this. Okay, so this was physics part 2. Hope you enjoyed the lesson, and for more lessons, please do follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.